The AIE conference is currently underway with some great content and even greater interaction. FAnews is a media partner, and our job is to interview some of the sponsors. And we're specifically talking today to some of the sponsors who have sponsored Black SMME brokers to attend the conference. Today, I have the privilege of speaking to Nicholas Dempsey, Executive on-Platform Business Solutions from Old Mutual Insure, and obviously David Pedra, Executive Outsourced Business Solutions, Old Mutual Insure. Hi guys, it's great to catch up with you. Okay, so David, maybe we can start with you. Why do Old Mutual believe it's important to be a sponsor of the conference?
Yeah, look, thanks, Renette. I guess the conference has for many years been the sort of big item on the calendar for the entire industry, insurers, all the guys in the value chain alike. And, you know, we're, I think, recognizing the fact that it's critical for the industry to have something like this in the calendar. And as we want to obviously, you know, reach out to a broader audience in the country. And so for us, an important part of this sponsorship is widening the net, bringing in the sort of Black broker base into this this event. And yeah, I mean, I think it's a fantastic event. There are so many people who interact here. The networking is stuff of legend, I guess, particularly in the days when we were all in Sun City together. And you know, I think that's just the critical thing about this event is the opportunity to network and socialize with so many people across such a broad spectrum within this industry.
Yeah, I think you mentioned Sun City and the interaction, and that's my next question to Nicholas. I think we all dearly miss the fact that we cannot have coffee, play a round of golf with a colleague and network. But at least we have a conference, and I think going forward there might be a good mix because I think we can accommodate more people. So let's never take away the networking, but let's see how we work in the virtual spot of it. How do you see this going forward, Nicholas?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good question. I think, I mean, David alluded to sort of the conference was legendary back in the day at Sun City, and I think all of us are missing that, that opportunity to be face to face. In saying that, I think, you know, the pandemic actually, you know, has sped up innovation. So if you look at sort of, this is a prime example of being able to do a virtual conference with more delegates. And I mean, it's kudos to the team in the back end that have made this thing possible, because I think it's very slick, it's very streamlined, and it's very easy to navigate. So I think just well done to IISA and the team behind the scenes for creating a virtual conference and the next best thing behind in sort of the face-to-face environment. I do want to state though that, you know, where do you see this thing in the future, Renette? I think it's probably going to be a hybrid. I think in the future we're still going to have virtual engagement like this. But I still think, you know, you're going to have that face-to-face sessions and conferences in the future. But I think, you know, all of us have to play our part. I mean, you know, as a nation, we've got to get that herd immunity up. We've got to go for vaccines. And hopefully one day we can do a face-to-face conference again. Because having the ability to shake someone's hand and being within sort of less than 1.5 meter space to have a conversation, to build the rapport, build the trust, and create that network for us in our industry is important, because I mean, that's what really gets us going with customers, with communities, as well as our partners and our brokers. So I do think it will be a hybrid in the future, but I think we will probably have face-to-faces not in the distant future, but in the future nonetheless. But I see a hybrid sort of taking shape, Renette.
You mentioned one day. I really do hope that one day is next year and not one day. Honestly,
yeah,
I think we all.
I also do think so. Yeah. I mean, look, we've got a conference this year. We didn't have one last year, but I also hoping so that next year is that face-to-face engagement, Renette. I do hope so.
Yeah. Do you agree, David?
Yeah, absolutely. Working virtually is, I guess, fun as a new experience. But I miss the face-to-face engagement tremendously, and I'm not sure my waistline can endure much more of this, to be honest.
Okay, let's get serious.
Yeah.
Nicholas, talk to us about OMI's commitment to growing the black broker database. I think the riots that happened 2-3 weeks ago was just a reminder to all of us that brokers has an absolute critical role to play. Do we have enough black brokers, and what is OMI's commitment in this space?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, if we go back to sort of an earlier panel discussion around transformation and intentionally transforming, I think it was a very good conversation with Leon and Ronald, and I think there was some food for thought that came out of that session. I believe, from a personal standpoint, I think, transformation is definitely needed within our industry. I think we all need to play a part, whether you're an insurer, broker, or just throughout that entire value stream. We all need to sort of play a part to ensure the longevity of our industry. And furthermore, we need to create sort of equal footings that reflects our country's demographic, which is important. I think, Rionette, just from an Old Mutual Insure standpoint, I think we are supporting that in our own way. I mean, we embarked on a sort of initiative towards the end of last year. We identified black brokers and we helped support them, with their respective needs at the time. I think also, just looking at the African Insurance Exchange conference this year, we supporting 5 black SME brokers to be a part of the Insurance Exchange conference, and hearing industry experts and understanding both the local and the global trends that are taking shape. So I believe, there's ample opportunity for things to be done more. But I think, from an Old Mutual Insure perspective, I think just shows our continued commitment to helping transform our industry and, to be honest, to make it sustainable in the future for all within our country.
Yeah, I agree with you. David, your view on skills development on all levels. For me, it's about all levels. Do you think we as an industry are doing enough?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. I suppose we've always, as an industry, there's the old insurance adage that I didn't choose insurance chose me, and I think if you've been around in the insurance industry, you've heard that so many times, it's really boring. Historically, where we got our skills from was largely in-house. All insurance companies typically developed their own skills. Most of the skills came from the underwriting, that technical area. Accountants and actuaries have sort of come into the mix. The industry is changing as the world is changing, with everything becoming digital. The fourth industrial revolution is upon us, and every company is adapting and adjusting. So I think in terms of skills development, I think that's probably an area where, as an industry, we could probably be more focused. Things like the digital and data type capabilities that exist are all industries are competing for those forces now. Customer experience is another kind of area where it's a buzzword amongst all industries. And if, as an insurance industry, if we're waiting for our industry to choose people again, we might not be as developed as we should be. So I think we could probably be a little bit more targeted in finding those type of skills in our industry.
Yeah, I agree with you. There's a lot of opportunities in our industry, and it is like you say, you can literally have an interest in any aspect. There is space for you, and we'll just have to find the good ones. To round it off, we are here because of the conference, our chat. So, Nicholas, have you any specific topics and talks that you enjoyed this morning, or anything that you're looking forward to?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of already sort of spoke to one with Ronald and Leon, which stood out for me. I think, just in general, I think just being part of the session, being part of the conference, I think it's really cool. just for the exhibitors. I think it's really, really awesome to see how we've done that virtually. So I just want to say, thanks for allowing us to be a part of it, and enjoying every moment of it thus far. So well done to everyone behind the scenes working tirelessly to make this thing possible, and enjoyable at the same time. So thank you, really.
David?
Yeah. Look, I suppose no specific presentation per se as yet, but I've really enjoyed, I guess, the chat feature that's part of the presentation or the conference, and having a bit of fun with that, a bit of banter on the side. Yeah.
That's what our industry is about. I 100% agree with you, but definitely looking hopefully forward to something in person going forward. I think the first industry event that anyone is going to host is going to be a sold out, because people really just keen to have some personal interaction. But thank you for your time in between conference. It was great chatting, and keep up the good work with the brokers. I think it's an important one, and we really need them, brokers in general, that needs to educate and get our clients sorted. So thank you for your time, and let's chat soon.
Thank you, Randy.